today's segment is all about it's hot girl summer, but I'm just trying to find a wife. And today's guest is definitely going to give you the insight on that answer. Can you do both, hot girl summer and try to be a wife? I don't know. So today we have actor, model on big screen print. Started his way on MTV and BET. He's also hosted a few red carpets and definitely one of DC's Eldra's finest bachelors. Can we give it up for Quenton Alexander?
Yeah.
So now that we got Q here, or should we call you Quenton? What do you go by?
It don't matter. Usually, you know, it all depends on the environment. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes I hear Q, sometimes I hear Quenton. When I'm in the more professional arena, it's Quenton. But we family, right?
Yeah, so we're going to go with Q.
We're going to go with Q.
All right, okay, so real quick, let's get right into it, Q. We know that you have been working, you know, you've been busy. You know, just tell us a little bit about the projects you've been working on, some of the big screen roles that you've been
a part of, yes. Right. Well, I've been doing a lot of acting for the last 12 years. I moved to New York in 2009, and since 2009, I've been doing a lot of different things, such as acting, modeling, directing. In the last year or so, I've been doing more acting and directing. I did my first 2 pilots in New York in March, and then through May, and then right now I'm also doing a short film here in DC. I think it's gonna be dope.
Okay.
You know
okay, we can't wait for that. Okay.
Yeah, so we, you know, keep a lookout for that.
All
And I
right,
actually got casted for a feature film, my first lead role in a multi-million budget feature film.
All right. So where do you most likely will find you filming? Are you normally in New York, LA,
well,
Miami?
most of my work has been in New York for the last 10 years.
Okay.
I've done a good amount of projects here. I've done a lot of projects in Baltimore as well, because Baltimore has a good amount of projects that they do, and a little bit in LA. So,
awesome.
you know, but right now I'm trying to focus on the DMV, trying to get the DMV the respect that it deserves. Because you know what I mean, we don't have enough production in this area with all the amount of talent that we got. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, how could you help those who are trying to get into this industry? How did you get into it? Where did you start this passion, your purpose, and all those type of things?
First thing I feel like number one thing, because I get that question all the time. You know what I'm saying? It's like, how can I get into it? First thing is to know that you really want it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So if you don't know that you really want it, then you already taking steps backwards. Number 2 is to find exactly how you want to do it. So with me, like I said, I moved to New York in 2009.
Okay. And
I did that all on my own. This was before the social media game was crazy. We only had Facebook, but it was just more so take a chance, take a leap, and then go for it. So when I did that, I was able to, you know, meet a lot of people along the way that helped me and helped mold my career. So I say the first step is know what you want, and then take a leap. In whatever direction you want to go.
And would you say right now for the black actors, black men, the competitiveness, you know, you got Michael B. Jordan out here, you've had Denzel Washington for years. Who would you say are the up-and-coming actors besides yourself? I'm sure you know that.
Me, which I had the board.
But what is that about the competitive thing where the black actors don't have as many roles, or you feel as though that you got to compete against each other for these spots?
Well, I think, you know, everybody doesn't have to lose for you to win.
Oh, okay.
You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I think that we are in the age where you are able to put out your own production, like yourself, you know, and you're able to do it for a lot less than what you would have to do it for when I first started, you know, 10 years ago. So I think it's always going to be a competitive nature, no matter what industry you're in.
Okay.
But I don't think that the environment that we're in right now, as far as acting and production, we have a lot of resources that we can use for each other, and we don't necessarily have to step on each other's feet to get there. You know what I'm saying? You pull one person with you, and you keep it going. I applaud everybody that I've seen come up along the way. I know Michael since back in the day, since he was doing The Wire, because I was on The Wire back then.
Yeah, okay.
And, you know, I seen him come up in the game, and then I also seen, you know, Idris, because he was on The Wire.
Okay.
So, you know, like, at the end of the day, we all family. You know what I'm saying? And when we get out that mindset that we got to compete with each other, I like competition. You know what I mean? Life is about competition. Life is a competitive sport.
Correct.
But you don't have to knock somebody off to get there. You can compete and still do it in a friendly manner and wish each other, you know, well along the way.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you giving that insight and that wisdom. So you young brothers who are trying to pursue acting, get into the industry, please remember, it doesn't have to be competitive. You can help another person up. You can pursue your dreams. You don't have to push other people down. So with that being said, since you are busy and you're modeling, you're acting, how did you get up on or knowing the trends on social media? And the main trend right now is this whole hot girl summer thing. So let's get right into it. How are you able to keep up with these antics and things when you're busy like yourself, but be able to pay attention to these trends? How did you hear about it?
Well, like you said, we on social media every day, right? So you scroll on your Instagram. When I first seen it, I'm like, what is a hot girl summer? You know what I'm saying? Like, it sounds like fire. Right. But, I ain't trying to judge or nothing like that. So, it's an antic. Like you said, it's a trend.
Yes. And
with it being a trend, I'm not really big to focus on trends. Like I always tell people, I don't really look at Instagram to get influenced. Right. You get what I'm saying? Right. I look at it for entertainment, and I feel like that's just simply entertainment. Correct. You get what I'm saying? But it is something that I guess
just took off, right?
Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm trying to figure out, what does it really mean? Does it mean that you living your best life? Does it mean that you are out here starting? Does it mean that you out here traveling? Right. I mean, what is a hot girl summer? Right.
Okay, so living in this excellence that you know yourself as a man, most women want to know, why is it hard for men to find a wife these days when these trends like this are going on, but yet ladies are screaming, I can't find a man, I'm trying to get married. In 2010, I was trying to get married, now it's 2019, I'm still not married. So, what is happening where these women aren't getting chose?
I feel like women aren't choosing themselves.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? I think that once you start to realize as a woman, this is just coming from a man's perspective, I feel like once you realize where you are stability-wise in yourself, you understand who you're going to be a partner with.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? So like last year was, I want 90s love. I want 90s type of love. You know what I'm saying? You want 90s love, but you posting pictures half naked. You dig what I'm saying? So it doesn't, and I'm not judging.
I'm not judging. No judgment.
But you can't contradict, because when I was in the 90s, I'm not trying to reveal my age, but 90s girls used to wear the baggy clothes just like the dudes, TLC, and they still got, and they still classic. Yes, you know what I mean? Your Halle Berrys, your Nia Longs, whoever that we still look at to this very day and be like, dang, like Aaliyah, I never seen Aaliyah with a thong on.
Never.
You get what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, though, she's still considered, rest in peace, Aaliyah, one of our beauties, our queens, right? Yes. So I feel like sometimes when women decide to choose themselves and start choosing what direction that they really want to go into, you're going to reciprocate the energy that you put out there. Correct. You dig what I'm saying?
So women like to feel like we have the power. And is it really up to men whether or not you get chose? Who do you think really has the power? Is it the woman who has the power, or is it really men?
I think it's, I think it's equally distributed. You know what I'm saying? Like, because, in the beginning, I feel like it's the woman, right? A woman has to accept a man's pursuit. So when a man is pursuing a woman, if she decides to decline, then the power is completely on her, right?
That's true.
At the end of the day. I think after that, the power is shared between her and the man.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because the man has the energy and the ability to keep a woman entertained or inclined to being who she wants him to be, right?
Okay. And then also, what kind of example is that? That's a good point. What kind of example is that to know that woman is still giving you that go ahead, the green light?
Just off her actions.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, a woman's not going to, for the most part, a woman's not going to do something that she don't want to do, right? You know what I mean? And I always hear, like, I have conversations with women, and they say they know within the first 2 minutes of talking to a man if that's the guy that they will deal with. You get what I'm saying? So the green light was already given from the break.
Okay.
That's why we call it choosing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you choose to pursue or to go with that pursuit of that man. You know what I'm saying? Because men are supposedly the hunters of the situation. Exactly. Now, women can be that too. Don't get me wrong. It can be vice versa.
Okay, so you don't have an issue with women actually approaching you?
Oh, no. I love it when a woman approaches me.
Okay. So
yeah, because that means you know what you want. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's one thing that I think men appreciate that more than honestly trying to figure it out.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, when you know what you want, just like you said, hot girl summer, 90s era. Like, which one is it? We want to know which side we're dealing with, because at the end of the day, when you are looking to settle down with somebody, you know exactly what you're settling down with.
Okay.
Last year you was a hot girl. This year you're a 90s girl. You know what I mean? Whatever you want to call it. Next month you want to be a wifey, whatever may have you. So I think that at the end of the day, to answer your question, we are all in equal power.
Okay.
At some point. Sometimes it's a little bit more on one side than the other, but at the end of the day, I think that it always pans out to being the same thing.
So I think, ladies, keep in mind, like, you know, just because you're not being chose for maybe Valentine's Day to be taking over someone's house for Christmas or Thanksgiving, or, you know, just that vacation, that getaway, he just said you are already chose in that first 2 minutes. So keep that in mind, that everything is not considered I'm chose for a certain particular moment. He's already made his decision when he first said, sure, I'll take your number, or sure, I would like to go out on a date with you. Remember, you are being chose within those first 2 seconds. So going on now, women like the hot girl summer antics and whatever have you, and I'm in screaming and on social media. But the bad part is, would you take this type of girl home to meet your mom?
You know, like I said, I'm not. That's a good question.
Yeah,
do you take that? I think it all depends. I'm a situational type of dude. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I think that not everybody is confined to their outward appearance.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So you might be screaming hot girl summer, but in the inside you really wifey material.
Ooh.
You might just be following what we call a trend.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But that's for you to put out there.
Okay.
So I got to figure that out once I start talking to you. It's more so like, am I bringing home the girl that's going to be twerking at the pool party and then on Instagram for everybody to see, which I don't. Let me make sure
we not judging. We want to make sure y'all get that.
But what I really want that to be the rep, because if you with me, you my representation as well, right? Okay. So I want to make sure that I'm bringing home my representation, not just a representation of you. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So would I take that home to mom? It's not nothing. It might be.
Okay, like you said, you gotta get to a solid answer.
I gotta give a solid answer. Now, I'm gonna go with businesswoman about her ish.
Okay.
Before I go with hot girl summer, you know.
Now, would you run this down by checking her Instagram out? Now, ladies, keep this in mind.
Oh yeah, we're checking Instagrams out here.
Checking from top to bottom. We're going down to 2015.
I'm not going all the way that far. I'm not gonna go that far. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna go that far because that's kind of creepy.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But we stop at like 2017-ish. You know what I'm saying? And where we stop right there, because it's all about growth. You know what I'm saying? So I can't judge you from where you were 4 or 5 years ago. You know what I mean? Just like I don't want you to judge me from where I was 4 or 5 years ago.
Right.
So right now, if I see you doing the most at this point, then I'm like, okay, I kind of know where you are. Now, if I scroll down 2 years ago and you were doing the same thing, you know what I'm saying? Then I just see a cycle of repetitiveness of hot girl summer. So you was already on it before everybody else was. You might have started it. I don't know if I really want that in my life. You know what I'm saying? CEO. Because it might be, you might be the CEO out this thing.
We don't need that. But if you're chasing after your doctorate, and that was like posted 2 weeks ago that you was in class or something like that.
Right.
But then 2 weeks later, you was just shouting out a hot girl summer. It's okay.
It might be. It just depends. It's situational because some people just say things just to say it. You know what I'm saying? Some people say it, like you said,
just hopping on,
or just to hop on.
Yeah.
Which is also another topic because then it's like, well, do you really know yourself to not hop on somebody else's wave? You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I feel like you got to understand the person that you're dealing with. And the only way you can get that is to have real good dialogue, sit them down, really pick their brains and see what they're about, see what they got going on, see how they living, you know, on their regular life, on their personal end. Because, you know, Instagram is a facade.
All the way.
You know what I'm saying? So if you're looking at Instagram to find a true person, you already in the wrong right there. You dig what I'm saying? Unless you feel like that person is giving you every bit of themselves, which 98% of the time, it ain't happening. You know what I mean?
And for a guy like yourself, you know, where is the best place right now where you're having to meet women or finding a possible mate or potential friend? Like, where are you able to locate that? Is it the bar? Is it the club? Is it church? You know, for a man, you know, where is the best place?
You know, that's a good question.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Because we're in the social media era, and it's like, I ain't gonna lie, you know, I've taken a couple of DMs, you know what I'm saying? I've jumped in a couple of DMs. I did a little bit of sliding. And I think that, but after a while, I said to myself, you know what? That's not how I want to meet people because I'm a people person.
Okay.
I want to feel your energy. I need to feel the vibe. I need to understand how you talk, how you move, how you address situations, how you scale a room. You know what I'm saying?
Where would that be? Like, how could you
it's
get
out
to that
here.
atmosphere?
I think that what we have an issue with a lot of times is that we are missing the person to person or the human interaction.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And because we got so much accessibility with the phone thing that we like, look, I don't even got to meet you right in person. I can meet you right now, and then we can do we can skip past all the other stuff. We can DM each other for 2 weeks straight, and then we can meet up later on. And I think I know you. Okay. So I think that, you got to get back out in these streets.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because I've seen so many, this is real talk right here. I see a lot of attractive women like yourself on Instagram, right? But I never see them in the streets. And they be tagging DC or New York and stuff like that. And I'll be like, I'm out in these streets all the time. Where are these women at? You dig what I'm saying? Where they at? They just taking pictures in the mirror the whole time.
Posting.
Not going nowhere. You know what I'm saying?
They're sitting in the house with your scarf on.
Yeah, just sitting in the house,
but you just posted
petting
your
their
best
puppies
picture.
or whatever. And then, so you got to get out in the streets, because I think that will also change the climate of the hot girl summer.
Right, exactly.
Because if the hot girl summer is cooled down by a real man, then they can find a way to, you know what I mean, balance it out.
You said if your hot girl summer is cooled down
by a real man. I got a couple for you. I ain't gonna drop all my jewels today, but I got a couple for you.
So ladies, even if you're quiet, if you're not one to always be in the streets clubbing, that's not what we're saying is the best way to go, is to be in the club. The thing is that you have to get out. Yes, there are certain things that you don't want to socialize yourself with. Maybe your Christianity, things of that nature. But Jesus didn't say to sit in the house to find a man.
Right.
Every man who finds a good wife finds a good thing.
Right.
So you got to get out the house. I mean, yes, try something different. Go to a different environment. The girls that may be quiet and not always in the club, you might want to just get you a friend or two that might be a thought. They could just take you to your husband real quick.
Right.
And then you can go back to being a good girl, you know what I'm saying? So my next question for you is, who are the women that women need to stop emulating, who are giving the bad name to maybe the good girls gone bad, or hot girls right now? Who are the women that the women should just stop emulating?
I think it depends on the person, right?
Okay.
So I feel like birds of a feather flock together, right? So if you are trying to become a wife, then you don't need to emulate someone who's saying, F these dudes, I'm trying to get paid, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? All about the bag or whatever may have you. That's not the person you want to emulate. Okay. The one you want to emulate is the one that you are looking to aspire to be like, right? Okay. But if you are trying to be that woman,
go ahead.
Stick with it. You know what I'm saying? Because they're going to lead you to success one way or another. But if you're not, then that's a road to failure. So, like, not necessarily anybody in particular. Because like I said, like, we're looking at, like, what's the girls from Miami? The ones that basically started the whole hot girl summer.
Man, Young Miami?
Yeah. They sitting there talking about hot girl, and then one of them pregnant. You get what I'm saying? So it's like you following somebody who not even following themselves.
Yeah, so.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay.
They just saying it for a reason. A lot of this stuff is to just spark
their money,
their whatever, their little fame.
Branding.
It's a marketing brand. You know what I'm saying? Back when Beyonce was singing all that Lemonade stuff, I like, y'all sitting here following Beyonce, and she going home to Jay-Z every night.
A whole married woman.
Yeah, and then she having kids on top of that. You know what I mean? So you can't just you got to understand that not everything that's being put out there, that everything that's being said necessarily pertains to you or that person that's saying it. You know what I mean? It's just music sometimes, or trends.
So now that we've gotten all this information, and we all know that Quenton is an eligible bachelor, we're not doing the put him on dating show or anything of that nature, but we still want him to be able to say what he's looking for or speak for the men and what they're actually looking for. So if you actually got to the point where you're putting a ring on a woman's finger, what does that ideal woman look like to you when you finally choose?
I don't know what she looks like. I just know what she feels like.
Ooh.
And that's to me the number one thing is I know what, because you can't deny a feeling. Whether you try to or not, you feel what you feel. You get what I'm saying? So I know that the woman that I'm gonna put a ring on feels like the world to me. You know what I'm saying? Something that I can't capture when I walk out on the streets.
Okay.
So I don't know what that looks like.
Okay.
You know, I said this before to a couple of my friends. I'm like, because they say, well, Q, you know, when you gonna finally settle down? I got kids. You know what I mean? Okay. And I've been in a position where I was going to be married before.
Okay.
And then it happened for whatever reason. But they're like, well, when you gonna finally settle down? What are you missing right now? And I said, I won't know that until 30, 40 years from now, when everything all works out, and I see what I was missing, and I found within the person that it worked out with.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Because I don't know necessarily what I have. I mean, what I'm missing until I have it.
Until you have it.
Right.
Wow.
So
that's heavy, and I definitely want to make sure that we are inspiring you to understand that love and who you are comes in very many different facets. You can't just put your finger on something to say, oh, if I'm carrying on this trend or if I'm acting this way, that means I'm going to draw to me what I am putting out there. I think at the end of the day, what you should have to do is stay true to yourself, be who you are. But at the same time, if you're trying to be with a particular man of this stature, he comes with, he just said, please don't be in the house, just posting your pictures on Instagram, but don't come outside.
I don't mind it, but you gotta come outside though. You can't do that and then stay there.
Right,
you know what I mean?
So there are definitely many different ways to getting these particular type of men. I'm gonna be very honest now. These type of men are not just regular, or they're not geeky, they're not broke. So keep that in mind. So be on top of your own game. Make sure that you are pursuing a job, pursuing your acting, you're pursuing your school, getting your bank account up, making sure that your tax returns are in on time. I don't know what it is, but just make sure you are getting yourself together, because it sounds like this man has himself together.
Can I say something?
Yes, go ahead.
Because, I mean, and I think another thing that people need to figure out, like, and I tell people this all the time, find out what your passion is.
Yeah.
When you have a passion, you know what I'm saying, a lot of the other BS that you might find within relationship life gets washed away. You dig what I'm saying? Because you're more so focused on being the best you that you can be within your passion, within your craft, within your career. Once you find that, everything else is just an additive to what you need. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that's a big thing. A lot of people out here, I ask people, women especially, all the time, when we sitting down talking, what's your passion?
Oh.
What's your passion in life? And they be like,
stuck.
I'm like, no. I ain't asking what you like, because I understand what you like. What's your passion? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you really love to do? What are you trying to aspire to be? Outside of, everybody got to work. We know that. You got to get a job. You know what I'm saying? You just can't be out here. So I don't want to hear, well, I go to work every day. That's cool. We all do.
Okay.
I get that. But what are you trying to do that's going to change the trajectory of your life? You dig what I'm saying? Because then when you have a passion, if you got somebody that you really mess with, that you rocking with, they're going to help assist you to get to that point.
Exactly. And a man should be able to put you in position to get to where you're trying to go. Not necessarily financially or what have you, but he should be able to have the resources to put you in a position to go to where you're trying to go.
Facts.
If he's already in his position,
and vice
what
versa.
he's doing. Exactly.
Vice versa.
Exactly. You should be able to partner and come together as a union and as a unit. That doesn't always mean marriage right away to be a union. You should be able to cohesively have a chemistry and have the right mindset. You should be on the same accord. So therefore, when you guys are building and putting your things together, it should be able to project you into the direction that you're trying to go. So
no question.
Again, we thank you for coming today to share your insights.
I appreciate you for having me.
No problem, being a single man. But then this is actually, I'm calling you, this is a husband. So in the next year, you think you'll be married next year?
I appreciate y'all for having me. I mean, this is a great show. This is a great show.
All right, y'all. So we're going to catch you next time on the next segment of Just Ask Alex.